log on to www.channel4.com and that will give you the Channel 4 website. Let's just have a look at the website. This is what I've recorded. After you've watched this video, you can log on and find the places. So this will be out of date to what you are looking at, but here we've got the Channel 4 home screen. We've got home up here, so we'll go to the home page and it's got current captions. I mean, today it's the 100th birthday of this Captain Tom, so it's got something up there for him. It's got some of the top news items and top programs. We've got 4 there. We've got E4. Remember, E4 is another part of it's the entertainment part of Channel 4. Then we've got current programs which are on. Poor Hollywood is in Japan eating it, or well, eating Japanese food. The SAS program, that's quite interesting, I found. Then you've got the most popular, so you've got all the things that are currently happening on Channel 4, and there's a lot you can look at, and there's programs. Question to you, and I would like you to write this down. What kind of programs are you finding on Channel 4? Just look through and write down 5 programs that slightly interest you. Now, with those 5 programs, what audience are those programs? So first of all, write down 5 programs. Then, what audience are those 5 programs? I'm just having a look at what's on. There's lots of things down there. And you can watch those programs, but that will take you into the Channel 4 viewer, and you might have to click some permissions for that, and you might have to get parental permission for that. So those are 5 programs, and what audience are those programs? Now, if we go down to the bottom, we have a whole lot of other information. So the majority of the information on that website is what? What do you find on that program? Going back, the majority is all to do with programs which are on Channel 4, right? Programs which are on 4. Now, if I go into, it's 4 corporate. Right. I want you to have a look in 4 corporate, okay? And at this part of you will find interesting things about Channel 4. And I want you to answer these. Right, so you're going to have to read this and answer these questions. Is it who owns Channel 4? Right there in the first paragraph, who owns it? Remember, the BBC is owned by the public, but how is the BBC funded? Write that down. Now here, Channel 4 is commercially funded. What does commercially funded mean? What do you get on Channel 4 that you don't get on the BBC? You get something in between the programs. A statutory remit. What do you think statutory means? I'm going to tell you because it's really important. It has a legal remit to deliver high quality, innovative and alternative content. It legally has to do that. It was basically set up by Parliament to be different, to challenge. Why do you think that was the case? Why do you think we needed, when we already had the good BBC and the good ITV, why did we need Channel 4? As you can read, if you go down, Channel 4 was set up with a unique model as a publisher broadcasting, meaning they do not have any in-house publication. Write this down because you need to know this. In-house means you're making programs, that you have a studio, that you own cameras. The BBC have got studios with cameras in it. The BBC have people who actually make television programs. Channel 4, although they broadcast programs all the time, they do not make any programs themselves. They make nothing, but they pay people through commissioning. They pay people to make programs. And this is really important because when Channel 4 started, it meant a whole lot of independent people suddenly were getting jobs to go and make programs. So it's really important. Channel 4 will pay other people to make programs. The BBC now do some of this. They didn't used to, but they do now. But Channel 4 actually, as I said, it pays people to make programs. Bit complex, but there's 15 elements that include that they've got to be innovative, that they've got to stimulate public debate, they've got to reflect cultural diversity in the UK, they have to look at different points of view, they have to be challenging. Think about Channel 4 programmes. Is there any difference between the BBC News and the Channel 4 News? Is there any difference in, if you think of Bake Off, is there any difference between Bake Off when it was on the BBC and Bake Off now? Ofcom regulates Channel 4, and quite often Ofcom has to look into, because Channel 4 is trying to be innovative and different and controversial. Sometimes it does step over the line, and Ofcom has to intervene and look and see if it's broken any rules. So I want you to make sure you read all those parts under the corporate, and then I want you to write a paragraph about what Channel 4 is, who is it owned by, what are the programmes, what are good about the programmes, what are bad about the programmes. And I want you to actually take 3 programmes of your own choice and write about those programmes. So as part of this work, you need to look at 3 programmes and write about them. You can use screenshots and you can put all this in a Word document. I will add all this to the assessment. So I hope you've enjoyed looking at the Channel 4 website with me. I hope you will now go on and have a better look at the Channel 4 website, especially with the corporate part, and I look forward for getting your work. Thank you.